I don't know. It's giving I go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or Sprouts and I meet the love of my life. It's giving I'm going to a yoga class and I meet the love of my life. Welcome to Truthfully Tarot. My name is Niche, and if you're watching, it's because you want to know the truth. So let's get into it. Alrighty, Pisces. I have one planet in Pisces, Mars, and that is enough for me, literally. Let's do it. All right, Pisces. I'm pulling from my astrology deck. Astrology really helps me to tap into the overall energies present. So the energy that came out is Venus, and it says love on there. Beauty, romance, Friday, Taurus, Libra, courtship, aesthetics, sex appeal, affection, sensuality, values, pleasure, grace, gratitude, inspiration, and self-worth. So Venus is here. Let's see if we have another card to either clarify it or add a little bit more context. But like I was saying earlier, I like to pull from astrology to get the overall energy of the month of July for you guys, and really just kind of tap into that. Damn. Okay. I shuffle my decks very intentionally. And so this card came out in the last one for Cancers. It's third house, it's communication. And then the bottom deck, which is what made me snicker, is North Node, fate. So it says for the third house, thoughts, socializing, communication, style, learning, the mind, early education, siblings, interests, short trips, and language. Gemini energy is also connected or associated with the third house. I would even say Virgo, Gemini, because Mercury is present here, whereas Taurus, Libra here. And then we have the North Node. It says destiny, life goals, lessons, journey, calling, mission, challenges, soul purpose, the future, karma, learning curve, the destination. Okay, so we have third house and love. I don't know. It's giving I go to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or Sprouts and I meet the love of my life. It's giving I'm going to a yoga class and I meet the love of my life, or I see the love of my life, or I realize this person is the love of my life. It's giving I am on a run and I'm walking and I'm hiking and I pass by somebody and it's like, damn, this person is the love of my life. It's giving the person reaching out and communicating that you haven't heard from a really long time, finally reaching out. It's giving like the communication that you need is finally happening. If it's not that energy, it could be about a relationship or a relational dynamic that is connected to this sense of getting to the point where everything's out in the open, where everything is being laid down on the table, very honest communication is happening, that type of thing. It's giving whatever direction this relationship takes in July is very important. Like it's very like there's an emphasis energy. Like I'm seeing like an exclamation point. It's like whatever happens in July around this relational dynamic is important to think about. It's important to take note of. It's important to contemplate. It feels like something significant happens regarding love and relationships for my Pisces in July, baby. What? Was not expecting that. We're gonna get into the tarot to get into it. It could be, it feels like a fated meeting or a fated conversation or a fated turn for the positive to like solidify a connection or to end it to break free from a connection. It feels like there's just something very fated around love and around communication that kind of sets the tone for the relationship moving forward, whether that's an ending or a beginning. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Pisces. I have a whole Pisces Mars, baby. I better not meet nobody. Anyway, let's continue. And for me, when I like, because I pray before my videos and I ask about for Pisces placements, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, I do Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and then really just Saturn, sometimes Jupiter, but mostly Saturn, like all the planets that you can see in the actual sky. Those are the main ones, and then sensitive points. So if you have sensitive points in Pisces, so basically if you just resonate with Piscean energy, this reading may apply to you. Right. Also go back and check my how to determine the truth for yourself video. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have for Pisces for July? What do they need to know? What are the overall themes for my Pisces? Okay. Placements. All right. Okay. Okay. We're gonna, I feel like I'm supposed to keep going. So I'm gonna pull out the cards and then we'll talk about it. Anything else for my Pisces? Okay. This is kind of specific. Can we clarify the Eight of Pentacles here, reverse? Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So we already established that the overall theme for a lot of my Piscean placements are going to be relationships, love relationships, that kind of thing. So first of all, we have 2 5s coming out. I don't know what it is about double numbers coming out today. In the Cancer reading, we had like 3 7s, 2 1s, all the things. But over here, we have the 5 of Cups reversed and the 5 of Swords reversed. So 5s in general are about conflict and change. So when you're seeing, like if you see repeating numbers, if you see a lot of 5s, it's regarding change, it's regarding conflict, it's regarding this sense of shifts happening. And so it feels like for some of my Pisces placements, you're getting over being done wrong, or you're getting over some type of dynamic that caused you a lot of sadness or grief. It feels like you're nearing the tail end of a grieving process, a letting go process, from a situation that maybe you felt like you were wronged in, or that you weren't heard, or your like this person took up a lot of space, like, and you didn't maybe feel seen or connected the way that you wanted to be seen and connected, or heard in the dynamic the way that you wanted to be seen or heard in the dynamic. It feels like in the month of July, you're really starting to like let it go. You're really starting to like allow that to end. In Pisces, like water signs in general struggle with letting go. Because water, what does water do? Let's get into it. Water dissolves, right? Water kind of breaks things down and it brings things together as well. So when you're deeply tied or deeply enmeshed in something, it becomes very hard to differentiate or to separate yourself. And so water placements as Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio can struggle with that detangling process, can struggle with that coming out of being so enmeshed with a person, with a situation or whatever. And so it feels like in July, you make a really good headway. Like it's like you finally feel like your head is getting above water and you're finally like, I can breathe again. This thing is over and I'm still sad about it. It still sucks, but you feel like you're like making progress and you're making headway, which is kind of crazy because it feels like you may be meeting someone new and someone really aligned now that you've really kind of settled in your mind and your energy. It feels like in your mind, I feel like the mind being highlighted. So I feel like maybe some of you guys could have been feeling very obsessive about what has ended, or just very mentally attached to what was ended or what happened in a circumstance or dynamic that caused this sense of sadness or grief or feeling like you got done wrong or whatever. It feels like the mental pressure eases. It feels like now that you've come into this space, it's a lot more like I can breathe, and it makes space for you to meet other people or friendships or connections or whatever. The only upright card out of the cards that came out is Temperance. And Temperance is related to balance. It's so funny. I wanted to say this is a soulmate card. I really feel like some of my Pisces placements meet someone or realize that someone is very important to you in the month of July, or you want them to be important to you. You want them to be a part of your lives. You want to get to know them. It feels like you get some type of aha light bulb. This is really connected to the Cancer reading, but it feels like you're getting some type of like, bing, this might be my person, bing, like I want to invest in this connection, bing, like I need to get to know this person more. I want to achieve some type of balance with this person. It feels like in general, Pisces placements are coming into a bit more emotional balance in July, a little bit more. If I can't get away from it, it feels like some of you guys meet a soulmate, and I am not one to like be like, oh, da, 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 like this person is this, and I'm not that person, but I can't escape it. It feels like Pisces in July connect to a soulmate of some sort, and it feels like it balances out. It helps you get over whatever happened in the past, or whatever you're trying to get over, or whatever you're trying to let go of. It feels like you realize that there's a soulmate in your vicinity, and it helps you and it helps you let go of this thing that you felt like was really hurtful, or you're grieving, or you're letting go. I gotta go with what I'm feeling. It feels like it helps you to mentally let go. It feels like it gives you some mental reprieve as well for some of my Pisces. It feels like, Pisces, you're also with the Empress in reverse and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like you're no longer putting in effort towards something too. And because it feels like the theme is relationships or love or like that type of energy, it feels like you're no longer trying to put effort into something that you don't feel like it's growing. You don't feel like it's going anywhere. It feels like there could be a connection where you don't see it growing. You don't see it going anywhere. You don't see it becoming something, or it just hasn't, it just kind of plateaued, and it feels like you just stopped trying to put energy into it. It feels like you stopped trying to like make it happen or make it work or make something come of it. It just feels like you're like, I'm like not gonna give it, I'm not giving to this anymore. I'm not putting in effort, I'm not putting in work anymore. And it's almost like you lose your desire, or the desire drains from you to want to give to this thing anymore. It could be this same circumstance, you know, or it just could be something in general where you're just like, it's not growing, it's not going anywhere, it's not producing any fruit, it's not becoming anything. I don't need to give my energy to it anymore. It feels like that as well, that energy too. And it just feels like you are coming out of a sense of confusion with the moon reversed. It feels like you're coming out of this fog. It feels like maybe you could have been in a fog for a while, or it feels like you are in a fog, or it feels like you have been in a fog. And it feels like in July, it feels like things become a bit more clear, things come to the light, things come to the surface. It feels like maybe some of you guys find out information about a connection, about a circumstance, or about a situation, or a realization about all of those things that causes you to just kind of let go of your attachment to it. You know, it feels like with the moon reverse, you're realizing that this isn't for me. This isn't what I want. I don't need to stay attached to this. I don't need to try to make this work. I don't need to for some of my Pisces placements, it feels like you're letting go of an old soulmate to receive a new soulmate, but this new soulmate is way more aligned. It's way more of a wish fulfillment. It's way more of what you actually want and what you actually need. And so it feels like in July, you kind of realize that you got to let this thing go in order to like get what you really need and what you really want, and the person that kind of sets you on fire. Maybe somebody makes you feel a lot of fire, Pisces. Like you just feel fire. Like you just, when you're around them, you're just like, you feel magnetically pulled and drawn to them, and you just are like you want it, but there's still this like past energy. There's this lingering like grief and sadness. And in July, you're kind of like, I need to let this go. I need to stop putting mental energy and time and like resources into trying to make it work and trying to make it grow. I need to balance myself. I need to balance my energy, but then also it creates space for you to like have like a fateful meeting or a fateful realization, something like that. Yeah, you're letting go of something. You're letting go and not giving towards something anymore in July. And you just receive a lot more clarity and a lot more understanding. Yeah. Wow, Pisces. Wow. This don't apply to me because I ain't got a man to let go of. Just a secret crush obsession just playing. Anyway, let's continue. Let's see any other messages from my Pisces. Let's see any other messages Yo, that's too many cards. I'm not gonna do all that. Any other messages for my Pisces? Oh, I love to see it. The world. One cycle's ending, a new is beginning. I love that. Where there was one stagnancy and things weren't moving and you feel like maybe there was a dead end, it's over. Like whatever was. It's in the past tense. It feels like you're entering into a new cycle and a whole new world is being opened up to you, Pisces. Like a whole new relationship is being opened up to you, Pisces. A whole new connection is being opened up to you. It's like you're really realizing that you gotta let this go and you can't put any more energy towards it, and it opens up the door for you to connect to a person or a situation that really represents you entering not only into a new phase in your relational life, but yeah, there's this energy of you really doing some dynamic shifting in July emotionally. And it's because you really embrace the ending. And Pisces in general as a sign, as an archetypical energy, because I really want to steer us away from viewing the signs as personality types. They are not just, or even mostly personality types. They are energetic archetypes. They're archetypical energy that can be applied to anything, not just your personality, literally anything. And Pisces represents the disillusionment and the endings and the grief. That's part of what Pisces, water, primordial energy. Pisces represents the end of the zodiac. It's the last sign. So it represents the wisdom of having been through all 12 of the signs and you've gained all this knowledge, you've gone through the journey, and now it's the end, only to be reborn and start again as Aries. So this really feels like a coming to terms and like really the ending of the old and the starting of something new. It feels like particularly in the realm of relationships and love and romance. I love that for you, Pisces. Does this resonate? Tell me, like, what's going on with y'all Pisces? Like, who you letting go of and who you eyeing, or who is eyeing you? Do you know? Like, let me know. This is really beautiful energy. It doesn't make it easy, right? Letting go of the past and trusting that good is ahead of you is hard. It takes faith. Faith from a biblical perspective is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And so that means that there is a sense of having to believe that something is certain before you've seen it. That something is real and tangible before it actually becomes real and tangible. And so for some of you guys, letting go opens up, literally energetically opens up for you to receive communication, or for you to communicate to somebody that could really be a soulmate that really feels like it's more in alignment for where you're going and who you're becoming, not who you were. I love that. All right, Pisces, thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.